the pressure system.
Oh my god, bro.
One of the features new to NHL 24, and it kind of sucks.
More rebounds. You're also going to see the goalies start to change their stance.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
So first off, I don't actually think the pressure system itself is a terrible idea. I have about 6 reasons here listed why I think the pressure system should be completely removed from the game. But after I share my thoughts about those with you, I will actually make a case for the pressure system and how it should be tweaked moving into the future if it stays in the game. So the number one reason for me why the pressure system is a bad idea, to me the pressure meter that's on the ice is just like a completely separate thing from the actual gameplay. And I don't think it makes any sense that you should be focusing on something that is like not exactly a part of the game itself, if you know what I mean. On to the second point I have. One of the reasons they added the pressure system in the first place was to reward more aggressive defense. And my question is, why? Firstly, I think the more viable different types of playstyles there are, the better. And in its current state, it just feels like everyone's only objective on defense is to stop your opponent from making the pressure meter go up. And I feel like there's also this weird like double standard on EA's part, where they have stated that, for example, AI penalties are in the game because of realism or something. They have straight up said that they think the power plays belong in the game, so that's why they have AI penalties. But at the same time, they're taking away the chance of playing like actually tight, well-positioned defense. Personally, I've never had an issue with my opponent being quote-unquote too passive on defense, because it also takes skill to be able to not make any mistakes when playing that type of defensive style. On to the third point. There is already what I like to call the natural pressure system. And what I mean by that is this: if your opponent is just cycling in your zone for long periods of time, and let's say you're like half a second late for every play, your opponent is making super nice passing plays and you just can't keep up with your opponent's offense. In this situation, it is already, like by nature, very difficult to defend. And especially this is the case when your opponent is actually being dangerous in the offensive zone. And this is actually what the current pressure system misses. There is no regard to how much your opponent is like actually pressuring you, you know? So the pressure meter is filling up even if your opponent isn't generating any kinds of scoring chances, isn't trying to break into the middle. The pressure meter goes up still no matter what. One of the reasons for the introduction of the pressure system was that they basically wanted to make the more offensive team more likely to win. So basically they just didn't want to have that many cases of, you know, you outshooting the opponent like 30-5 and you're still losing the game. I kind of question that, because I think there should be some sort of a value for you just being a better goal scorer than your opponent. Like, should the team that was controlling the play for half a period but didn't create any great scoring chances win against a team that had like 5 great scoring chances every time they had the puck? I'd say no. On to the next point. Who is to say what should count as pressure? So, for example, I think everyone could agree that a shot like this shouldn't count as much of a pressure as that one. This kind of goes back to the point I was making, that the game doesn't differentiate between cycling around the boards versus getting in front of the net. But how could we fix this? One way could be that they would create zones like this. So the shots from more dangerous scoring areas count as more pressure compared to shots from like right after the blue line, like I shot it in the practice room. But who is to say which shots should actually count as more pressure? Like, should a wrist shot count as equal pressure compared to a one-timer? Who's to say if the goalie was screened, should that count as more pressure for the pressure meter? The problem is that there is no perfect way to set it up. So there will always be situations where the pressure meter goes up too much or too little. On to the last point of the reasons why I don't think the pressure system belongs in the game. I think it is just another game mechanic. In my opinion, everything that the pressure system tries to do could be addressed by just tweaking the other mechanics of the game. When I encourage more active defense, make further away snipes and one-timers more of a thing. Want to encourage people to shoot more? Make the shots actually possible to score with. Want to encourage offensive zone puck ragging? Oh yeah, wait, I think they already do that. Alright, now that I've made my case for why the pressure system should be completely removed, let's move on to what I would actually do to the pressure system at the moment if they do keep it in the game. Suggestion number 1, which this one they actually addressed in the latest patch already, but I think soon as the team that was under pressure crosses the red line with the puck, let's say, the pressure should be over. I don't think it makes any sense that the pressure can still be on while you are the attacking side. And another thing is that players coming out of the bench with fresh legs, they should not be under pressure. That just doesn't make any sense at all to me. Suggestion number 2. This I think is actually the best one of my suggestions, and that is to make the pressure system only affect the goalies. I haven't hated the fact at all that goalies actually lose a lot of energy when they make a lot of saves in a row. And I find it a lot less frustrating to let in a goal because my goalie was tired compared to letting in a goal because my defenders don't know how to skate, you know? And honestly, this doesn't even need to have the pressure meter thing. This could just be that the goalies have the energy bars. Suggestion number 3. This is the juicy one, and that is the dynamic pressure system. This could also be a thing that they move towards with the current pressure system. Basically, the idea is that everything that happens in the game is evaluated based on like how far away a shot was taken from the net, if there was a screen in front of the goalie. Like everything would be taken into consideration on how much it should affect the pressure meter. And actually, in this option, I think it would also make a lot more sense to not have a pressure meter that goes from off to on, but like a, let's say, percentage-based system where like if a team is under 30% pressure, their players receive the impact of 30% of what the like maximum pressure would mean to the team. I do see the problems with this as well. The benefit of this dynamically switched pressure system would be that this could be tweaked, like, so they could like switch around how much the pressure meter is affected by basically everything. So like they could switch around how much of an impact it makes if a shot was a one-timer or not. But the problem with any pressure system, in my opinion, it is that it is like artificially dictating the results of games. To me, it just feels extremely artificial the way the pressure system changes our playstyles compared to them just tweaking around the core gameplay mechanics. For example, how effective is the poke check? Like, if they brought back the NHL 21 poke checks, everyone would be playing completely different compared to how they are playing right now. So that's really the point, that if EA sees a problem within their game, they shouldn't add this kind of an extra layer on top of the gameplay to try and fix it, but actually fix the core gameplay mechanics. So yeah, that's pretty much my take on the pressure system in NHL 24 at the moment. If you disagree with me, you're more than welcome to call me an idiot in the comment section. And one more thing before I go, it's been actually insane, the start of NHL 24 for me. The YouTube channel here has grown to like 700 subs by now. We're closing in on the 1000, which I didn't think was gonna be even like on the table for this year. But yeah, if you want to be a part of that original 1000 subs on this YouTube channel, make sure to sub. And also remember to dislike this video, because you probably hated it, right?